Welcome back to Burn & Barrel, and today we are going to be reviewing Mayor Pingree's Small Batch Bourbon. This bottle is made by Valentine Distilling Company, which is located in Detroit, Michigan. The distillery was founded back in 2007 and was one of the nation's first craft distilleries. As far as this bottle is concerned, I have not been able to find a lot of information online regarding this specific bottle, since this was the first batch of this bourbon series. However, they do still do the small batch series, but I do not believe the information is still available for this original one. As far as this bottle is concerned though, it is non-chill filtered and aged at least 5 years. To find out more information about this bottle and the batch series, please check out the description for a link to that website. And now, let's get right into the review.
So I've gone ahead and poured up some of the Mayor Pingree here, so let's just go ahead and get right into the glass. So, of course, the color is what we're going to look at first here. It's nothing super dark. This is a Michigan product, so obviously the climate there is a little bit different to age whiskey in versus somewhere in the South, such as like Georgia, Kentucky, Tennessee, things like that. In those states, it's gonna be a little bit warmer, allow the barrel to really have an influence on the whiskey while it's aging. But when you get in Michigan, and then even up into like even Ohio and even Iowa and some of these other places, Indiana, that produce whiskeys, and I know it's not like a ton of difference, on the map wise, but it does make a difference. So a 6-year product in Michigan versus like a 6-year product in the heart of Georgia, you can probably, if given those lined up together, you could probably tell which is which. So with that being said, for a 6-year product of any kind, this is actually pretty good for it being a Michigan product, just because the color is obviously not super light. I mean, you're not having worries that it's maybe too young, at least, but I'm also not super enamored, I guess is the word, by the color of it. Super, I guess enamored is the right word, super convinced that this is going to be something full of flavor, things like that. And again, that doesn't really guarantee that coming from the color, but it can give a good indication of what you're about to drink. So all that to say, color's really good for a 6-year Michigan product, and I think it's gonna turn out well for this. So let's just get right into the nose. So on the nose, I'm getting actually some pretty decent notes. It's a little bit sweeter. So I've only ever had like a couple of more northern aged products, such as Michigan or any of like what you would consider northern American states. I've only had a few things from those areas, and if they aren't aged a super long time, then I haven't gotten a ton from it. But this one actually has a pretty decent amount of nose notes. Not amount, just strength to it. So I'm getting a really nice caramel vanilla thing. Obviously, a lot of bourbons have that quality, so me just saying that, it's like, whatever. But this one for real does have that nice caramel vanilla, like a typical really sweet nose. But it also has a little bit of that bite and punch to it on the back end. I think it's got like a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a leather. I think a leather is a right word for it. It smells like a new recliner, or a nice recliner, maybe the inside of a car, like that nice leather smell is what I'm getting on the end. It's not super strong, it's definitely more of your sweet caramel and vanilla, but it helps counteract that sweetness, which I find enjoyable. But I tend towards sweetness, so that's good with me. But again, I like balance, so this is pretty solid so far. So anyway, yeah, let's go ahead and get right into the palate. Okay, so I'm getting, again, that typical sweetness. I'm getting a little bit of that caramel, a little bit of vanilla. Again, the typical bourbon notes, but I'm also getting some sort of fruit. I can't really tell what it is. I know it's some sort of like fruit, maybe like a apple. I can't tell. Let me try it again. I can't put my finger on what that is. It's nice though, I enjoy it, but I can't for the life of me tell you what that is. It just tastes like a fruit aisle, like a grocery store or something. Like if there was just a generic fruit, that's just what it kind of tastes like on the end there of the mid palate. But it's super nice. It's super refreshing. Kind of helps provide a little bit of more of a tartness, I guess, counteracting that beginning of like the vanilla and caramel. But then as you get towards the finish, I'm getting, it kind of diminishes all that away into more of like, not unsweet, more of I guess more bittery, kind of oaky stuff. Yeah, up front I'm getting that nice sweetness, which is enjoyable for me. That fruit, the little tartness, and as it goes tart, it starts to transition back into a oaky finish. So I'm getting a little oak in there. I'm getting maybe a little bit of a little baking spice as well. It's not a super long finish, but it's definitely not like really quick. I really like it. It's definitely just a middle ground, middle length sweetness and length to it. So I really like it. I'm actually getting a little bit of a tobacco on the nose. Like a sweet tobacco, that's kind of what I'm getting too. I just now kind of picked that up. I like that. Let me get one more taste if I missed anything. Yeah, that's pretty good. Like I said, the notes that I was talking about are there. So kind of in summary with this bottle, you know, the beginning, your nose, you get the nice sweetness on it. Get a little bit of balancing act 2 with a little bit of that, I guess the tobacco, but it's more of a sweet, and then more of like a little bit of a leather, which is super nice. Going into the palate, get again that typical bourbon sweetness on the front, which I enjoy, and then goes more into kind of like a leather as well, but more of a fruit too. And then really on the finish, it becomes oak, baking spice, you know, that whole thing. A little bit of sweetness in there too, but not a ton. So as for what I give this bottle, so this particular one, the Mayor Pingree, is batch 1. So I have a friend who was moving and needed to get rid of a bunch of bottles, so I bought this one off of him, and he had this for a while, I think. So this is the batch 1 of this small batch bourbon. And so it's non-chill filtered, out of Michigan. So I had no idea what this was, no clue. I mean, there's a little bit of the information on the back about how they get its name, but I was excited to try it, so I've had it now, and it's non-chill filtered, Michigan 6-year product, you know, it was just interested. I think it's really good, and I don't think this bottle is expensive if you can find it. I don't know the distribution on it, I really don't, but the price I don't believe is incredible. I don't think it's more than like $50. Maybe 60 at most, but I don't think it's over 50. But anyway, if you can find this bottle, it's very solid. I give it a good 7 out of 10. Like, it definitely is a much better than average, just because it's got some nice punch, and that other thing also is more personal for me, just because it's new to me. It's a good value. It's interesting. Like, it's got an interesting backstory to it. So all those factors kind of combined together, along with what I'm tasting, gives it a really good, like, definitely above average bourbon. Again, it's not going to blow you away, maybe like an 8+. You know, you're not going to be sitting here remembering it for years to come, like, oh man, this was so good. But it is good. It is very solid. It's super good. If you can find it, it's very worth it. If you're interested at all, You can maybe find some online, but I don't know what the price is gonna be like. But if you can get it for around what it's retail, I think you'll really enjoy it, and it's definitely gonna be something unique that you'll be able to try.
I hope you've enjoyed this review of Mayor Pingree Small Batch. I have left a summarized version of this review in the description below, along with a link to Valentine Distilling's website to check some of their other spirits out as well. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of this bottle if you've gotten to try it. Don't forget to check out the videos on screen and some of the other reviews I've done on this channel as well. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you next time here on Burn and Barrel.